Okay, Wyatt. Yes, 3DU is being quite slow today for some of us. If it is being slow, boys and girls, make sure that you're clicking the visibility button at the top, and then you can select up to the lowest meters. So it shouldn't be on float because then it's trying to load everything. So you could probably click 60 meters, which is on mine as the lowest. You can try that, Isabella. All right, boys and girls, and Wyatt, when you're ready, you may begin. So we can click on your avatar and join you, or if Wyatt is in the contacts, we can join him that way. And here we go. Yes, and you can also join me to get to Wyatt's house. Oh, it's looking cool. So Wyatt, whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, that's right. It's all yours.
Hola mis amigos, bienvenido a mi casa, which means, hello my friends, welcome to my house. En mi patio delantero notarás un caballo. Wait, do you want me to say what it means in English too?
I would love that, actually, especially when they're larger sentences like you're making.
Okay. On the front lawn, you will notice horses. Me gustan los caballos. I like horses. Well, actually, there's only one horse, but. Vamos para adentro, which means let's go inside. No te preocupes, los osos son agradables, which means don't worry about the bears, they are nice. Por favor, sígueme a esta sala. Please follow me into this room. Este es el salón. This is the living room. You click on the TV, it'll start playing like a video or something.
Wow.
Vamos a la cocina. Let's go to the kitchen.
And boys and girls, you can write your positive comments in the chat bar, por favor.
De esta manera, el baño. This way to the bathroom.
Sorry, 3DU froze, so I'm gonna shut it down again.
Okay, love.
Vamos a mi oficina. La oficina también es mi dormitorio, which means let's go to the office. The office is also my bedroom.
Asombroso.
Gracias por venir, which means thank you for coming.
Oh, muchas gracias. Any questions or comments? Fantastico, Wyatt. That was a beautiful house and all the decorations. I also loved that you had food on the table. Super fun. Okay. Let's head outside here. Yes. Muy chévere. Very cool. So we're going to head outside here and then we can see our avatars so we can join our next presenter. And I believe Shekinah is our next presenter. Is that right, Shekinah? We have a little bit of feedback here. Boys and girls, just make sure all of your mics are turned off other than the presenters. Okay, so we can go ahead and join Shekinah. Oh, is it Faith? You're having a couple problems. Just do what you can, and at least we can listen to the presenters if our 3DU is being slow. So I'm going to go ahead and join Shekinah, and that's what you guys should be doing as well.
How do we get there?
So do you have Shekinah on your contacts list?
No, I don't.
Is this Colton speaking?
Yes.
Okay, Colton, I'm just going to ask you to join. I'm going to invite you to join me then.
Okay.
So I just sent you an invite. There you are. Excelente. These are great house tours, boys and girls. I'm loving them. Okay, Shekinah, whenever you're ready.
Hola, bienvenidos a mi casa. Vamos. Vamos a la cocina. Tengo una mesa, una computadora, un fregadero, un estante, en un horno, una nevera.
Try now.
You have to-
Oh, sorry, Shekinah. There's a couple students that are just still getting in your house here.
Okay. You have to open the door.
How do you open the door?
Here,
Oh, you have to click the door.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back into the kitchen, I guess. I have una mesa, una computadora, un fregadero, un estante, un horno, and una nevera. Vamos a la sala. Un sofá and una silla and una televisión. Vamos al dormitorio. It's upstairs. Okay, we have una cama, el baño, un fregadora, and un baño, and then I have una bañera. Vamos a la habitación de huéspedes. Which means let's go to the guest room.
Gracias.
And I have una cama and libros. 3 libros. And yeah, now I'm done.
Oh, muchas gracias. Bien hecho. Well done. All your houses are very, very unique. Does anybody have any more questions, comments? You can throw them in the chat bar.
I think I'm gonna. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna stay on just on Zoom because 3D has been frozen and nothing's happening. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
That works just fine for today. Who's our next presenter? Who do we have here? I think we have, was it, no, Colton was next week. I think it was Faith. Yay, Faith. All right, so boys and girls, let's go ahead and join Faith.
Can you send me an invite again? I also don't have Faith in my contacts.
Okay, and you know what? I'm realizing that I don't even have Faith in my contacts. So I'm going to join someone else. Oh, Shekinah just invited me. Thanks, Shekinah. Muchas gracias. Now I'm here, and Faith, I'm going to make sure that you're on my contacts. By when I see you, I'm going to right-click on your avatar. And that won't happen again. There you are. Okay. Boys and girls, yes, let's just make sure that we have everybody on our contacts if we don't. So Colton, you can go ahead and add Faith. But Faith, are you able to move your avatar a little bit further away from Zeke? And then make sure that we can click on you. Excelente, gracias. Yeah, so let's just, so good to have everybody as our contacts. Okay. All right, Faith, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Just kidding. Okay. Hola, bienvenidos a mi casa. Esta es. Okay. Vamos. Piano, guitarra, flor, mesa. Vamos la cocina. El fregadero, un horno, How do you say the fridge again?
Refrigerador.
Refrigerador. Perro. Perros.
Bien.
Vamos. Comedor. Which is the dining room.
Gracias.
Mesa. And Celia.
Silla.
And there's lots of food.
Mm-mm.
Vamos la sala. Floor. How do you say this fireplace? And lamprella.
Okay, fireplace is chimenea.
Pardon me?
Chimenea is fireplace.
Chimenea. And sofa. Vamos. And I don't really have very much in my bedroom.
That's okay.
Perro. And is it vestidor? Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Dave.
I loved your
fireplace.
Thank you.
Muchos
Muchos
perros.
perros. So many dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, well, boys and girls, if you have any more questions, comments, you can throw them in the chat bar. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for the house tours. We have 4 more students for next week, and let's finish them off next Friday. I hope that you all can feel prepared by next Friday, because we're going to be moving on to a new unit. So I'd really like to get these finished. Let's go ahead and meet in the 3DU classroom, por favor. And we have time for a lesson. And if you guys can turn off your mics again, that would be great. I hear somebody. So I'm also going to throw up the lesson in, or throw on the lesson, not throw up the lesson. I'm going to put it on the chat bar, and then you'll be able to also open it up on there, because it makes it a little bit easier sometimes. Oops.
Could you put it on the Zoom chat bar too?
Yeah, absolutely. Just hang on one sec. My computer's also being a little bit slow today. Technology is not always the easiest, but it is also an amazing thing. I hear somebody in the background. Not sure whose mic's on, but can you guys check and see whose it is and turn it off, por favor? Gracias, much better. Yeah, sometimes we get a little bit of feedback and it's hard to hear if more than one mic is on. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring up the lesson. I'll be posting it on both chat bars and then you guys can open it up. I might do it that way too because I find that when I'm scrolling on the PowerPoint, it's a little bit slower and I have a hard time controlling what I'm seeing. So this way just works fine too. So first I'll post it. Hola! So Mrs. Cellini's in here. So I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat bar. And I'm bringing it up in Zoom also right now. There we go. You guys can go ahead and open that up. Great. So we're kind of going a little bit backwards here because I really wanted to be clear about verbs and subject pronouns because we're going to get a lot of practice in, and you'll find that for our unit 3 we're going to be using them and creating some sentences, so it's really good to know. I have posted a flag on our lesson today, un bandera de Mexico, so that's the Mexican flag, red, green, and white. So today we're going to review subject pronouns and practice conjugating some verbs ending in AR. So we're just going to focus on AR verbs this week.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see the link on Zoom yet.
Oh, let's try sending it on there again. Okay. Oh, because it's private. Oops. It was just sent to Isabella. There we go, Brianna.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay. Subject pronouns. So they're all sentences are made up of subject pronouns and a verb. So subject pronouns and verbs are best friends. You'll always see them in every sentence. For instance, he always wears green. Boys and girls, type in the 3DU chat box or in the Zoom chat box, which is the subject pronoun for he always wears green? What is the subject pronoun in he always wears green? What do you think?
Excuse me.
Yes.
The screen just went black. It said, warning, the connection to this world is currently down. Your changes may be lost.
Oh, is anybody else having that problem? You can just work on Zoom, Colton. Hopefully Zoom is still working for you just fine. Okay, so we're gonna function.
Yeah.
We'll do both Zoom chat and 3DU chat today. So if 3DU is having a problem, we'll always just go back to Zoom. So I'll have that open as well so I can see what you're saying in the chat, okay?
I can still see the chat bar and I can chat though.
Oh, are you able to pull up that lesson? Because all you need is the chat bar and to see the lesson.
Yep.
Yeah, then that's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so boys and girls, please type in the chat bar. He always wears green. Tell me what the subject pronoun is. So we learned them a little bit in Spanish, but this is just to show you what it is in English too. Does anybody know? No, so the subject pronoun actually tells you who is doing the action. Who is doing the action in he always wears green? He, yes, he always. So he is the person. Boys and girls, he always wears green. What do you think the verb is? Remember we talked about verbs being action words. Verbs are doing words. Yes, Shekinah. See, so he wears. Wyatt says, when I zoom into the PowerPoint, I can't read it. Okay, Wyatt. So actually, I would love you to open the link. I'm going to just send it in the chat bar again, but this is a nice way to do it because we can open up the actual link of the lesson and not use the PowerPoint if it's running a little bit slowly for us. Sometimes it runs too slow, so see if that works, Wyatt. All right, so where's. Yes, where's is the action word. How about this sentence? We ran to the store. Boys and girls, tell me what the subject pronoun is. Good. Yeah. Awesome. Excelente. So we ran to the store. And boys and girls, what's the verb? What's the action word? Good. Fantastico. So guess what? This is going to help you understand it in Spanish too. We know that subject pronouns tell us who is doing the action. They're always going to come before the verb, like we ran. So then I'm going to do a little bit of review for subject pronouns. So we know that subject pronouns go before the verb in sentences. So you could say, I love dogs. In Spanish, you say, yo amo los perros. Boys and girls, look at yo amo los perros and tell me who the subject pronoun is. What is the subject pronoun in yo amo los perros? So that's close, Faith. So who is loving the dogs? Yeah, so it's yo. So I am the person loving the dogs. Yeah, so yo is the subject pronoun. And what's amo? Or what is the action verb? What is the verb in that sentence? To love, which is amo in Spanish. She eats apples. Es ella come las manzanas. Ella come las manzanas. Can I get Logan to go ahead and say ella come las manzanas out loud, por favor?
Ella come las manzanas.
Sí, or ella come, because two L's makes the yes sound. Can you try it again, Logan?
Ella come las manzanas.
Las manzanas, sí, excelente. So she eats apples. Ella come las manzanas, boys and girls. Who is the subject pronoun in this sentence? Ella is she. Yes, that's the subject pronoun. Faith, I've been studying Spanish for quite a few years. I actually did it in college when I was about 20, so that was about 9 years ago. But there were times where I didn't practice all the time because I was doing other school. But now I'm practicing much more and getting much better at it. And I'm also learning with you guys for some things. So we're helping each other. Yes, so ella is the subject pronoun. Boys and girls, looking in that sentence, tell me the verb. Tell me the verb. Come, sí, which is to eat or she eats. You'll notice that come comes from comer. So come is the conjugated verb form. Sí, awesome. Yeah, eat. Come, she eats. So that's the present tense conjugated verb form of comer. So that's our verb in there. Let's go over the subject pronouns, and then what I'd like you guys to do is I'm going to call your name, and I'd like you to actually say all of the subject pronouns out loud. We'll do a little bit of verbal practice that way. But I want to just kind of specify about when you use them, because sometimes it can be a little tricky. We know that yo is I, tú is you for when we're talking about one person. Él is he, Ella is she. And then sometimes we use usted, which is a formal version. So, boys and girls, when can we be formal? When can we use a formal he, she? And then sometimes you is usted too? What kinds of situations, though, would you use formal in? What do you think? You can go ahead and write it in the chat bar. So when do we use formal? Now you can just take a guess here. When talking to someone older than you, yes. When talking to someone older than you, you want to be respectful. Sometimes we'll use usted instead of he, she, or instead of él, ella, or tú. Or if we're talking to maybe a profesora, so our professor, maybe we're talking to a doctoro y doctora, so our doctor, or someone that we want to show respect to. It's nice to be able to use the formal. When we're talking about someone else, sorry, Bailey? When we're talking about someone else, yeah, we can use él or ella for saying he or she, but we can also use usted when we're talking about someone else in a formal way, yes. Nosotros y nosotras is how we say we. However, there is some information on when we use nosotros y nosotras. So that's masculine and then feminine. So if we're talking about a whole bunch of men, we can say we, or if we're a whole bunch of men, we use the masculine. And then if we're a whole bunch of women, we can say nosotras, which is feminine. Now, if we have a group of men, but there's one woman in that group, which one do you think we'll use? Nosotras or nosotras? If we have a group of men, but there's one woman, what do you think we'll use? Nosotros or nosotras? So nosotros y nosotras means we, right? So if we have a group of men and there's one woman, we still use the masculine. So even if there's one man in that group and all women, we still use the masculine. So Spanish likes to use the masculine a lot. And the only time, boys and girls, that we will use nosotras, so with the A or the feminine, is when it's all girls. Okay? So those are some notes that I will also add into your class notes for you to read over. But we only use nosotras, so the feminine, when there's all girls. Vosotros y vosotras is the same. So we only use vosotras when it's all girls. And even if there's just one guy in the group, we have to use the masculine other than that. Okay? Ellas is when we're talking about they. So we're talking about those girls over there. They, and they're all girls. And then ellos when we're talking about a group of guys. So they. And then ustedes is they, but it's formal. So if we're talking about, we're saying they, but we want to say it in a respectful way. To maybe they're older than us, or if there are professors or doctors, that kind of thing. Anybody have any questions about that? Nosotros y nosotras, when we use them. Yeah, and why it says, like, if they're the police, we might want to use formal. So those are things to study. It's pretty important to know which one we use. You can see, yay, Colton, that's good news. All right, so that's your subject pronouns. Now, let me just say when ellos and ellas, we're saying they, feminine and masculine too. And it works the same as we. So it works the same when we have nosotros y nosotras. In that, when we have a group of females only, that's the only time we can say ellas. And if we have a group of females with one guy, are we going to say ellos or ellas? What do you think? So we have a group of females with one man. Yes. Are we going to say ellos or ellas? Good. Yes. When can we say ellas? When can we say ellas? They in the feminine. See, Wyatt, when it's all girls. So there can't be one boy in there. Otherwise, it's ellos. Good, guys. Awesome. All right, so that's pretty much the rule for that. Now let's scroll down and test our knowledge with some pictures. Okay. So we're looking at the first picture. We see a masculine man and a feminine woman. Now, what is he saying to her? If he wants to give her a subject pronoun, what is he going to say? You can see that he's pointing at her. So what could be something he's saying using a subject pronoun? Could he be saying yo, or tú, or él, or ella? Tú, yeah. So Brianna says tú. What do you guys think? Yeah. Yeah, so he's pointing at her, and he could be saying tú. He could be saying something saying you, right? Because it's a singular person. What about the second picture? We have a smiley, red-headed lady wearing a blue shirt, and she's pointing somewhere. What could be a subject pronoun that we use for this picture? Joel. Sive. Awesome. All right, picture number 3 is a group of men. What could we say if we wanted to say we? What could we say if we wanted to say we? Ellos, sí. Awesome. That's right, it's Colton, Isabella, ellos, because it's a group of men. And what about the last picture? The last picture, we have a group of lovely ladies. How could we refer to them? Yeah, we can say ellas, they. What if we wanted to say, what if the girls were saying we're going out? So what if they wanted to say we? We know it's a group of girls. What subject pronoun would we use for that? Good, so ellos is they. Ellos and ellas are they. Vosotros is actually you, plural. What's we, feminine? What's we, feminine? Nosotras, sí. Nosotras, good. I'm going to get you guys to quickly scroll up back to our subject pronouns, and I'd like you guys to actually practice out loud some reading of them. So all you need to do is read what's in the red, and that's just your Spanish subject pronouns. Okay, so go ahead and look at that subject pronouns list And can I start with Colton? Do you want to go ahead and read the subject pronouns?
Okay, just it's taking a while to load up, so I just have to scroll down.
Okay.
Sorry, where are we in the homework page thing?
So we're just kind of still at the top, and it's just under subject pronouns, and I have a list 1 to 10 of red subject pronouns.
Okay.
And I'd love for you just to read out the Spanish subject pronouns. You don't have to say the English part.
Okay. So yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellas, ellos, ustedes.
Excelente, perfecto. And can I get Callie to do the same, por favor? Callie, are you there?
What?
Can I get you just to read out the Spanish subject pronouns? So it's on our lesson, just still on the first page, and the subject pronouns are in red.
Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellas, ellos, ustedes.
Awesome. And then, so I just noticed with your pronunciation, it's yo. So yo instead of yo. And then when you're pronouncing with the U, it's u, usted, and ustedes. Awesome job. For lack of time, I hope it's okay that we move on, and I'm going to get you guys to speak out some more for other things. But we have 10 minutes left, so I just want to go through some of the AR verbs, okay? So let's scroll down, boys and girls, past the pictures, and we'll go to the verbs. And we're going to do a little bit of more of a lesson on verbs here. All right, so subject pronouns and verbs are best buddies. So every sentence has a subject pronoun and a verb, and you'll find that they're very unlikely separated. I love dogs. Yo amo los perros. Or the mouse eats cheese. El ratón come queso. These sentences all have subject pronouns and verbs. These verbs are also in present tense because it tells us that what is happening right now. So the mouse is eating cheese now, and I love dogs now, not later. So the verbs that we're going to start working with, boys and girls, are all going to be in present tense. So it's things that are happening now that you're going to learn to write about. Let's look at some common AR verbs. And when I say AR verbs, I mean verbs that end in the letters A and R. Hablar means to speak. Preguntar means to ask. Nadar means to swim. Those are all unconjugated verbs. And we're going to learn how to conjugate them or change them. Do these verbs tell us who is doing the action? Oopsies. Do these verbs tell us who is doing the action yet, boys and girls? No, we need to conjugate them. No, Bailey, it's true. We need to change them to tell us who is doing the swimming, because otherwise we're not going to know who they're talking about. All right? How do we do that? So I say we drop the ending of the verb and we add on special letters. And the way you can remember this is just think of drop and add. Drop and add. Let's keep scrolling down. Yo hablo. You speak. Good. Here's an example. We want to say he speaks. We want to say he speaks. So then we think about what's the verb for he speaks. So to speak is hablar. So we got to drop and add. So we look at the stem, and the stem of hablar is habla without the AR. So we drop it. We drop that AR. And then we need to find out what subject pronoun you need. And that's going to tell us what we're going to add on. So if we want to say he speaks, what's our subject pronoun for he? What's our subject pronoun for he? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. Yeah, so everybody should get this one. What's our subject pronoun for he? Good, so it's él. So that's going to tell us where to look on our chart here. Good. So if we take off the AR from hablar, what are we going to add on based on our subject pronoun? Now I want you to type out the whole thing. So Shekinah's got it correct. It's habla, but we must say what in before the verb? Sí. Él habla. Good. He speaks. What if I want to say you speak? What if I want to say you speak? And I'm just talking about a single person. Okay, try that one on your own. You can write it out when you get it. Close, Isabella. What else could it be? You might have to change your verb a little bit there. Good. What do you think, Callie? Excelente. So we know that you is two. So we find it on our chart, and then we drop the AR at the end of our verb and add on what we need to, which is as. Tu hablas, Faith. Close. Very close. Good. Okay, great. So that's what we do. We need to drop and add. All you need to know is what the verb is and the subject pronoun, and you can say so many sentences. All right, so let's see how much time we have here. Almost out of time, so that's good practice. Now let me see. Let's do one more. I'm going to give you a new word or a new verb, boys and girls, and I'm going to write it in the chat bar. So take a look. Your new verb is nadar, nadar, and that means to swim. Now, using the chart on your homework lesson right now, what would you say if you wanted to say I swim? What would you say if you wanted to say I swim? So you're going to need to drop the AR on nadar and add something. So nado, good. Good. Yo nado. Faith, you want to go ahead and say that out loud? Yo nado.
Yo nado.
Yo.
Yo nado.
Excelente. Awesome. Bailey, can you say yo nado out loud, por favor?
Yo nado.
Excelente. And Wyatt, can you do the same thing, por favor?
Yo nado.
Awesome. So I hope you guys, that makes a little bit more sense. We're just working with AR verbs, and this is the chart you're going to use. I have a little homework assignment for you that's just going to be doing the exact same thing we're doing right now. And boys and girls, let's quickly scroll down to the end of this lesson here because I have some verbs for you to learn. Okay, so this is a list of verbs that I want you to learn and study. And they're unconjugated, so we haven't said who is doing anything yet. These are just the verbs that are unconjugated. So practicar is to practice, nadar is to swim, estudiar is to study, visitar to visit, caminar to walk, viajar to travel, llegar, notice I go yeah with the two L's. Llegar is to arrive. Amar is to love. And preguntar, to ask. And lavar is to wash. I want you to study these verbs, but you don't have to memorize them right now. But for your homework, boys and girls, what I'd like you to do is you're just going to choose 2 of these verbs. And I've given you a little, a list. And you're going to, a chart. And you're just going to fill in the chart. And you're going to be able to conjugate. You're going to conjugate those verbs to make sentences. And it's very straightforward. So I have a little, a Word document I'm going to send you for your homework. And you're just going to simply fill it in. And then you're going to say like, you practice, I practice, we practice, that kind of thing, okay? I'm going to conjugate those in Spanish. And then you're just going to send me the Word document back. And that's just going to be a little assignment that you'll have this week for some practice. Does anybody have any questions? Preguntas? Okay, so our next presenters for next week, we have the rest of you doing them. So we have, let me see. We have Colton, Logan, Callie, and Isabella doing their presentations next week, por favor. And then we're going to start on Unit 2 or Unit 3, and that's going to be Comida y Restaurantes, so food and restaurants. And we have a whole bunch of things that are really fun planned for you. I will send you your homework email, and then you can be on your way. Boys and girls, any preguntas before we close off in prayer? Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to have food and restaurant time. Lots of new vocabulary to learn and projects, and we're going to do some more building in 3DU too. Okay, so if we can just, if there's no preguntas, is there a volunteer who would like to pray for us today? Sí, gracias, Faith. Okay, boys and girls, so if we can all, yeah, we could go to the diner. Awesome idea, Colton. So let's close our eyes, por favor, and we will pray.
Dear Jesus, thank you for this day. Help us to be all safe and help us to have a great rest of our day and keep us all safe. And thank you for all these different languages in the world that are so beautiful. And just help us to have a great day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Muchas gracias. And if you agree, you can type in the chat box, Amen. Great, boys and girls. Well, I look forward to our class next week and have a wonderful weekend. Ooh, fun, Isabella. That sounds really awesome. Adios, Zeke. Have an excellent weekend. See you soon. Adios, Brianna.
Adios. Gracias.
De nada. Have an awesome weekend.